Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art process series here on YouTube. And today we'll be doing a kind of a demo slash tutorial because I did figure out something, just some context here. My right hand is a bit injured. And to kind of update you, I think it's mostly gout now, or that's what I think it is, because yesterday, even though there was this extreme pain around my right wrist, there was no swelling at all. So I assumed it wasn't gout, but now that, I did notice my right hand was a bit puffier, so I was like, oh shit, it is swollen. So I think it's just gout because a few days ago I did have a gout issue in my right knee. And oftentimes when you do have gout, for those of you who have had this thing, it will transfer from, say, the big toe to your ankle, maybe from your ankle to your knee. And in my case, I think it went from my knee to my wrist. So sometimes you'll have this sort of consecutive things where it will start in one area and then move on to a different area, right? And in the last video I did talk about, or art process video, I did talk about how it was fucking painful, and it was. Being someone who has experienced this issue, gout in my big toe, ankle, knee, the one in my wrist probably was the most freaking, I don't know, maybe it's because of the amount of nerves in the hand, because it's super sensory filled. Am I saying it right? So maybe that's why. So I thought, oh shit, did I break something? Is this carpal tunnel? Yeah, I started having a panic session, but thankfully I do think it's gout. It's still painful, but and yesterday too, just to I did remember taking in some Advil, right? And I was so surprised because it wasn't working. But now, after I realized that my hand was kind of swollen or inflamed, taking the Advil did work, and there's less pain now. So maybe in a few days this will go away. That's usually how gout sort of lasts, about a couple of days, maybe a week, more or less. And yeah, so I can at least move my mouse. Let me just, well, you can't see it, but it's not perfect. But do you see the cursor moving around? That's my right hand, by the way. Yeah. Yesterday, just touching the fucking thing was was painful. I couldn't even move. Even just resting it, even if it wasn't moving, I could feel this pulsating pain. There's just fucking throbbing through my wrist, and very unpleasant. I hope you never have this kind of issue. By the way, I've been seeing your comments again. I don't have. I'd write something, but I'm just tired. I could use my left hand, but I'm just not gonna do that. But I do see it, I do read it, and a lot of you have had similar issues, related issues around your wrist. And I have been taking some of your advice a bit more seriously because, knowing that some people have experienced some kind of similar thing is kind of validating in a way. So that's 3 minutes of me doing an intro or an update, but so yeah, I did figure out something. This can work. You don't have to have an injured thing. You don't have to be forced to use your non-dominant hand. But if you're just trying to simplify things, I can show you a process that I kind of came up with, or that just works for me, that I think you can apply to in your own work. It's just a way of illustrating that's pretty simple and it's not as detailed. It's going to be loose. And I think, let me just show you this piece. By the way, if you do have an injury, I do recommend putting your essential tabs or windows in your in the hand that's left. So for me, if all I can use is my left hand for the most part, most of my shit will be in this area. So I have my brush size here. I could use the bracket tool, right? Or the bracket keys, but obviously I can't keep going back and forth between the tablet, between my pen display and the keyboard. I can only use one hand, remember. The color, obviously the color wheel, and then some quick. I also have the tool thing here, the toolbar, but these are my essentials, I guess. For example, if I want to zoom in, again, I can't just use my keyboard. I can just do this instead. So that's my solution. Just make sure you have the typical tools and shortcuts or things you typically use in your quick access window. I do recommend you utilize this in Clip Studio Paint. I don't think it's available in Photoshop. So that sucks for you, but just make sure your toolbars or your windows are all in the side that you're using, right? So just for context, for this specific piece, let me just do a new layer here and just draw some stuff. Let's hit this pen, number 10, and maybe a felt tip. How about that? We use a 20. So I kind of just did this randomly. Oh my god. Undo. Let me just hit a red here. Oh shit. Let me just use a 50. Oh. Now I'm using my left hand. Anyway, so I just did this thing. I just did a bunch of lasso selections, and I just added this brown darker value, right? Or this thing over here. And then I sort of saw, like, I think it was, if I may. Oh shit. Oh my god. It was kind of in reverse here, and then I saw like an ass. So I added some panties. I know it looks kind of confusing, but you can see that these two things, if I may. Let me just hit the pen tool here. This one is the back, right? And I just thought of like, just randomly, I just added this, and I was like, oh shit, that looks like a pair of panties, right? And I added this sort of bra thing. I'm not sure where the lines are actually going, but I just suggested it, right? And I was able to sort of quickly just illustrate that. So I think a good strategy to have is to use two main values in the beginning, right? And then, so in this case, it's going to be the skin tone. So that's the main masking first. And then I added the second element, which is this thing. It's going to be the darker value, right? And then I added some paint strokes. So I essentially used a brush that's a bit thicker. As you can see here, it's very opaque. It's not rilled, or it doesn't have as much opacity, because if you have opacity, in my case, I have to keep using the pen and do these back and forth strokes. And obviously, I'm using a non-dominant hand, and it just takes so much effort and too much concentration to be able to do that. And I'm just not used to, I'm not just nuanced with my left hand. So I decided to go for a more opaque look. Think gouache paintings, right? And that's like the third step, which I added here to sort of add a bit of a 3D masking. So essentially adding a bit of like shadow. Is it shadow? Kind of shadow. Some core shadow here, and then that's it. So basically it's a 3-step system. Oh shit, I skipped this one. You can always like, shit, this explanation seems so chaotic, but let me show you another one instead. The point is let me just rotate this. I'll do a demo, trust me. You're probably so confused right now. Like, what the fuck is this guy? Easy. As you can see in the beginning, if I may. Just look at the cursor. I started with a really weird random like ink sketch. I used the pen here. You can still see that black line here. And then, so I used that as a rough. And then what you do is you add the lasso fill to fill in the major areas. Use two values, one in light, one in shadow. You can also use white in the background. Avoid using black for now. I mean, well, shit, you can use black. The point is to use just two values. And then once you have those lasso fill selections made, then you do a paint over. You can see here, I did kind of blend the edges or paint over the edges. And you can go back and forth between a brush and a lasso fill tool. And I think it's a great way to just mask things very quickly. So for the demo, just to show you, this was a very quick sort of once I figured this one out, I kind of tried to do a mini kind of test of it, and I think it works. So basically, do a sketch first, whether pen or pencil. For me, I avoid. You don't need pen pressure in my case because obviously my left hand is not that skilled or used to applying pen pressure, so it doesn't have like the lines made in this stage doesn't have to be in the final thing. It's just a way to lay things out. So think of this line sketch as a layout. So the layout lines, and then the lasso fills, and then the paint overs with a thick brush. Okay, so layout lines, then lasso fills, two values, and then the fix up where you use a paintbrush that's a bit opaque or mostly opaque, and that kind of ties things together, right? And even if the edges are not as clean, it's going to look sketchy, but it looks kind of cool. And you know, for me personally, I will give myself some grace because I am using my freaking left hand here. So let me just reset. How can I reset this fucking thing? Let me just do this. I'll view, quick access, and then view. I want to add the reset display. Add, close. Okay. Whoa, do you see how useful this quick access is? Especially if you're not using the keyboard as much, obviously in my case, because I'm kind of disabled temporarily anyway. So I don't need this as much. Or you know what? Should I bring the layer out? Because I feel like it's taking so much space. I'll try this. I will bring this layer out, and then I'll hide this one for now. Right? I just want more workspace to be seen. Maybe I'll add it here. And what's so cool, sorry to say, Clip Studio is way more customizable when it comes to your interface compared to, say, Photoshop. So although Photoshop, obviously the win there is the editing or the photo effects, the filters. Photo bashing is just way better in Photoshop. Manipulating like paintings and stuff like that, like post-processing or artwork, I recommend Photoshop. Clip Studio is not really meant for that. Clip Studio is more of the raw artwork. When it comes to like finishing things up, adding those extra bits of like flair, Photoshop wins. So anyway, so it's been 12 minutes of me rambling, so let me show you how this thing is done. So we'll use, in this case, a flat pencil. It doesn't have a point, basically. It does have pen pressure, but not via line width, but more so the opacity, or it concerns the opacity. So I'm going to, you can't see, oh shit. Let me just hit open my web browser here. Just make sure there isn't porn on the side. I'm kidding. Am I? So I was watching this recent episode. Well, two anime episodes. One is Elusive Samurai and the other is what's it called? Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World? By the way, episode 3, the animation sort of shot up for some reason. I think there was like a delaying issue. They did add the intro. Very cool. But the animation too, it just looks crisper for some reason. I'm not sure if I'm just seeing it, but I do like both of these anime because, you know, it's interesting and the characters look very cool and the animation is sick as fuck. So we'll try the Elusive Samurai. I'm going to find a keyframe or a frame that sort of interests me. And we'll use that as reference. We'll sketch that frame or as a part of that frame out, right, in pencil. And then from there we'll do the layout lines, and then the lasso fills, 2 values, and then the paint over with the thick brush. Right now I'm thinking of the main character. I think I'm really into his design. I want to do his maybe I should have prepared this beforehand, but you know what? We're doing things raw. We're doing things raw here. Right? Because, the shapes are kind of clear. The design is interesting, so I'm going to do something that obviously interests me. Right? You know what? Not something that's not too complicated, something simple, right? Because I do have an injury, and which means I'm using my non-dominant hand, so I don't think it's useful to do something that's too out of my league. Wait, let me just I'm flipping or I'm skipping parts here and there. Let me just keep trying. Shit, this is taking too long. But you know what? You have to spend time working or finding something that interests you, because finding a reference that interests you, because if you're not interested in the thing you're trying to draw or paint, then you're not gonna want to finish up or even start that painting, right? Something simple, something not symmetrical, because it's gonna be hard to kind of balance things out. You know, making sure the left and the right are balanced. It's too hard for me. Christ almighty. Because sometimes, obviously, the frame is going to be somewhat cut, right? Maybe part of the head is going to disappear, or it's not there, or maybe it's only a half body kind of thing. So I want to avoid that. Shit. I may have to post this in the membership and then I'll cut it for YouTube. Let me just go back. I'm seeing something. I found a scene that's sort of interesting. Give me a second. It's playing in the background. You can't see it. Okay. It's an interesting scene. It's him riding a horse, and the horse is kind of running, and I like it. So let me just hit erase here. We'll hit pencil again. Do we need to zoom out a little more? Excuse me. Pick the hand. And so when we're doing this layout scene or layout lines, we don't want to be tight. We want to just go for it, right? You know what? We can even use red. You know, red is not that bad, right? So, oh my god. Using my left hand is, you know what? I know it's going to not be as easy because of my left hand thing, but, you know, who cares? You know, I'm gonna draw anyway, right? So you want to just get the energy of the thing. Be gestural. Yes, you can think of shapes too, but oh shit, I think I made it more difficult because now I have to like illustrate a horse. Fucking you know what? Fuck it. Who gives a fuck? And the character is actually so small now. So here are the hooves. Here are the hooves again. Then the character is sort of here. Right, this is the head. We've got the hair on top of the head, and he has like a very long ponytail for some reason. Look, it looks good on him. Right, and we can try this again. So we'll see how this looks like when we use the Lasso fill tool. And what's cool here is that we have a couple of colors, right? I think that's included here, or in the reference. So we'll see how that pans out. So it's kind of going like this. And then it does this. So the horse is actually kind of, it looks angry. Okay, so we'll do that. Now I'm just adding the bow because technically he does have a bow, but you can't see it. It's sort of like hidden. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic. Okay. So let me just hit hand. Is this good? Let me just rotate it. Oh shit. Control T. Sort of twist it, and maybe I'll right click. Shit. Skew. just a little bit. We'll hit the lower one, and this will do. Oh, that's not the one I want. Free transform rather. Bring the top one just a little down, and really push. Oh shit! Sorry. Again, my mouse is on my right hand side, and it sucks because my mouse is designed like the ergonometry. Am I saying it right? The ergonomics, or the it's designed to be held by a right-handed person. So anyway, it's sad that when you use Control T on Clips 2D Paint, you don't have warp. You only have these things. But then again, maybe you do have liquefy, so that's you're out there. So I think that's fine. Did it even change anything? I don't think so. Let me just pull this one a little more. And maybe just slightly rotate it. Put it around the center. How about that? Right? Again, this is not supposed to be perfect. This is our layout lines. And easy to do. Again, I'm using my non-dominant hand, so if I can do it, you can do. So we'll say this is the layout lines. You call it whatever you want. Sketch, your mapping sort of thing, where you map out the areas that are supposed to be there. So we'll try 2 values. So now we're going to use the Lasso fill tool. I will make a new layer, as you can see. Should I jump in? I think I will. Focus on the main masses first, the horse and the kid, and then add the extra bit of accent colors later. Okay, let's try it. So this one is a bit of a gray. Bluish but gray. You know what if I add it what if I put it below the lines? How about that? Lasso fill. Let me just twist my tablet a bit to kind of help my left hand sort of. There you go. Right? Oh, so we also have another thing here. It's not. It's the hind leg. Right? And then you have this leg. Man, this horse is so freaking muscular for some reason. Like, goddamn. Oh, I feel like the head is too close. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just fill it up. And we're just using the pose as inspiration, right? So this whole thing is the horse. Right? So that's fine. I'll use something darker. I want to show that this part, let me just rotate this because it's kind of hard to say. I usually don't rotate when I do my sketches, but now I am seeing the value of it, because why would you want to conflict with your natural like hand movements? So that has something, or that's something that I guess I had to learn when doing this sort of thing. Let me just rotate. There you go. And I'll use the lasso fill again. And just looking at the reference, this one is in dark. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want to I could have used the clipping layer, but no. Right? Maybe just rotate it again. Lasso fill. So there are a lot of like muscles happening. right? And then I'm not sure where the actual head is. And then there's a bit of like, we'll use this one, but a bit of like that. What's that? Right, because the hair does have, or the horse does have hair. Right? And try to keep the shapes very big for now. We can always add the details later on. So we'll use some white here or some really light blue. And like this. And then we'll sort of map in the kid, right? Riding the horse. So use a bit of like red or this one, skin tone. Let's do like dark. A little lighter. Racist. Shit, drawing with your left hand is amazing. By amazing, I mean fucking hard, bro. Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. And then we'll add in the hair. Something more warmer. Right? Maybe some brown, reddish brown for the no. This one is not in the reference, but it feels like it has to be there. I mean, yeah, he is holding a bow, but in the reference you can't really see it as well. So let me just hide this layer. How does it look? See? Now obviously it's hardly there, but do you see what I mean? Imagine if I painted over that. Oh my god, it's going to look so fucking cool. And you can always adjust the colors, via, like leveling, color balance later on. But right now, I think this is very helpful for someone who's, if you just want to simplify things, number one. But number two, if you're injured and you just need to make art, but you don't have that dexterity that you usually have, you need to find like a simplified process. And I think this is a good thing to do. So let me just add something here. Then we'll add this, right? And then we'll add like an orange because he's kind of shooting. The arrowhead is like it's protected. Like it's not an actual arrow. It's more of a like for training types of things. Because in the anime, he's trying to like there's a competition in the town where you gain points by hitting either dogs or the other opponent. Or I guess it's usually the dogs. But for this specific moment, there was like an additional rule or thing added where you can shoot the other opponent. So there are stakes in this game. It's not just like a random thing. So it's not the fight is not finished. You will see more of it in the next episode. So that's gonna be cool. So there's sort of a cliffhanger, which is like, oh my god, right? We can fix things up later, but let me just add some darker stuff here, right? So I'm working a little bit on the details. If the head is too like close to me or close to the body, then I can just use the lasso selection tool and then just move it around that way. Right? So don't try to be perfect. Don't aim for perfection. Try to get the the gist of something, right? So here's the ear. The other ear is somewhere here, right? You can always paint over it eventually or erase our mistakes. There's some pink here or some purple thing happening. Oh, it's too strong. Maybe just something more or less saturated. There you go. Bit of gray. Now I know we're not just using 2 values, but the point is to use less values. We can add things later on, right? Oh yeah, and this kid is wearing a glove. I like the glove thing. You can't see it here, but you do see a part of it. And then maybe a dash of yellow over here. There you go. Is that it? I'm sure we have more muscles to show. It is covered by something, so let me just let me minimize the opacity of the layout lines. Okay, that's not bad. So I'm gonna hit the flip thing. How does that look? So it's been 30 minutes. I think we can fix this and paint over it. So let me just go back. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee here for a break. By the way, I'm painting on my pen display, right? But my elbow is on the table and it's kind of hurting. Like, do you put pads on your elbows for this sort of thing? Or you know what? I can start painting. You know what? There is some decorational elements here. So we'll pick an orange, a really strong red orange. Right, there you go. A Lasso filter. And it goes around the ear. And then sort of right here. And it goes around like the lower part of the horse. You know, like that. It's like a design thing. Wow, left-handed. Now it may not look much now, but imagine if I like keep going, do the whole paint over thing, right? And even more so if I have my right hand back, like I'm pretty much unstoppable at that point, you know? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we have also a green. We'll find a green. It's not too saturated. On the tamer side. Oh, it's almost like a gray at that point. Right? Because if the orange is so saturated already, like it doesn't make sense for the green to be as saturated, right? Because it's taking too much attention from the... Right? Oh shit. Do you know how like if I feel like my brain is rewiring itself trying to draw or paint with my left hand? So you do have this sort of uncomfortable feeling, like ugh. Just think brushing with your teeth with your non-dominant hand is like ugh. Christ almighty. My elbow hurts from... Yeah, I just grabbed something like a pair of like pants. Oh, feels so much better to put underneath my elbow. Jesus. Oh, in about an hour, I'm going to drink my Advil. Because, you know, that gout thing is gonna start popping up like crazy, you know, in my right wrist. Just rotate it a little bit. There you go. You know what? I'm gonna start doing this. Minimize it even more. The layout lines. Okay, go back to this layer. Hit lasso fill. Trying to move my pen display a little bit just to make it fit my hand. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go in and start painting. Wait, let me just check the proportions a little bit. Okay, we'll try lasso liquify push. Make the brush size bigger and just move the entire thing a little more. Oh shit, wrong layer. Oh shit. We'll... You know what, should I combine both? Fuck it, I'll combine both. I'll hit Control E. So there you go. So now all of the lasso fills are in one layer. What I'm gonna do now is hit this, push it more to the side, kind of like that. Make the brush size smaller. Shit, I have to keep going back to my keyboard for this. Do that. There you go. The liquify tool can't do everything, so I'm gonna have to do a paint over. Let me just do this so you can see more of the freaking painting. Okay, let's go. I'll hide this. Make a new layer. I'll call this layer lasso fill. Lasso fill. There you go. Fills. And now we have we'll call this layer paint over. Or just paints. How about that? Paints. So I'm gonna hit my brush. And I do have you have to adjust one of your brushes to just make it a bit more thick. Yeah. Well, you don't have it really depends on what your thing is, but for me I want it to be opaque and thick because I don't want to put as much pressure, and I don't want to have to do multiple strokes to... I basically don't want to shade as much, you know, just one stroke to say it all. Kind of like that approach. So let me just do a test. Is this the one? Is it I think it's the one. Shit. Let me just check my time. 38 minutes. Oh my god. It's basically 40 minutes. So this whole session will take about an hour. You know what? I think I can post this on YouTube. Well, no shit. I mean, you know, I what I mean by that is I don't think I have to cut it up. Like you can just skip to the best parts. If there are any. Oh, pain. Anyway. So we'll just try to fix the horse here a little bit. Let me just I need to make a brush size sort of shortcut here. Oh, you know what? I'm not utilizing this. Let me use this instead. Right? And it actually protrudes out. Oh, let me make it smaller. Where is it? Select the darks. Try to solve things in as less values as possible. feel like I'm not being efficient here. Wait, why am I being so judgy? I'm using my non-dominant hand. Come on, Dave. You know, sometimes you're so judgy with yourself, you know what I mean? Like, but then again, it's not bad to hold yourself to a higher standard. I know there are more muscles, but I'm going to put that all in one shadow. Yeah, I really want the brush to be a bit bigger, the brush strokes. Yeah, I feel like the brush strokes were a bit too small in this area. Don't focus on the little stuff, focus on the big stuff. And you can always paint over stuff, right? Darker. Oh shit, right? Give it some time. Trust me. I think it's gonna work. The darker value for the underside of the hair. See? Okay, let's flip it. It's taking shape in a way. So, should I make a new layer? You know what, fuck it. Let me just push through. And I really want to use I'm so tempted to use my right hand right now, but I can't do that. Oh my god, do you see how the cursor jumps? Oh, XP pen. By the way, I'm still waiting for the tablet they're sending me. It's a Deco Pro pen. Supposedly it was the Art Pro 16, the Artist Pro 16, but they changed it to the Deco Pro. So it's not a screen tablet, basically it's a pen tablet. Oh sorry, it's not a pen display, it's a pen tablet. Oh my god, do you see how the cursor? Oh my Yeah, I'm gonna keep posting videos until I get a pen display. That's sort of my plan. I know it seems childish and sort of like naive, but you know, it's sort of a fun challenge for me. Like, I'm gonna keep being a bit aggressive with my posting schedule until someone sends me a damn pen display, and a big one too, to replace my 22E Pro. Alright? So, you know, now I have like, well, I can't say it yet because the product hasn't arrived yet, but I'm so excited. Oh. Fuck. My left hand is kind of tired now for some reason. I guess it's the angle. It's like, oh my god, like what am I doing? Something right here. Make the brush a little small. Too small. Jesus fucking lord. Oh my, 50? Is 50 too small? So the shadow is a bit saturated. Make it a bit small. Maybe 15? Ten? That's not what I want. Undo, undo, undo. Yeah, the parallax is kind of strong here. There you go. Oh shit. Maybe I should have just zoomed in on that one. Jesus fucking Christ. Where's the ear? Make it bigger. 40. How about that? Maybe around 10. $30. Oh shit. But you get the point. Man, it's harder if I think I did a good job with the boy. The horse though, I'm not feeling it. So let me just yeah. So that's the horse, that's the issue. I'm trying to use my right hand. I'm so tempted. I know I'm supposed to rest, but I think I can do it a little bit. Oh my god. Fuck. I'm going to try. Yeah, fuck it. I tried using my right hand. It's just not gonna work. Pain. Let it rest. In a few days, I'll be back. Hopefully. Make the brush bigger and try to solve things with big brush strokes. Make the brush a little smaller. What the? I've also been checking out some Hawaiian tablets. Any recommendations to replace my 22E Pro? Oh my. Anyway. Cause this fucking thing is fucking. Oh shit. Okay, do this. Yes, they just. Oh my. Dave is so fucking. Oh my. Oh, you don't even know who I am. Step the fuck back. You think my injury can stop me, huh? No way, Jose. Fucking stoppable right now. Like you don't know who I am. I'm a god amongst men. Oh shit, god of war. Shit. I'm a Spartan, right? A freaking samurai. I'm the elusive samurai. Or in my case, the left-handed. Oh yeah. Samurai. Fucking. You don't even know, bro. I'm like a Jedi. I'm using 3 values now. You know what? It's fine. Fuck it. Let me enjoy myself. I'm already kind of injured, so why would I struggle? Or why should I make myself suffer? You gotta enjoy, bro. You just gotta enjoy the process, right? By the way, Hawaiian, if you want to send me a freaking tablet, please. Pen display, please. But I do like the replacement they're gonna give me. The XP Pen Deco Pro. Hopefully they do send me a big one, like an extra large, because I already have a Wacom Intuos Pro S. The S stands for small. So I'm thinking the reason why I'm not as good with detailing when using the pen tablet is because perhaps my workspace, the tab's workspace is a bit small for that. But maybe if I have like a larger workspace, perhaps that can change things. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see if it changes anything in particular. Oh my fucking god. I'm like a fucking pro. Like you don't even know. See? It shows you that even if you're injured, left-handed, doesn't matter, bro. You gotta work. You know, you gotta put in the efforts, right? Oh shit! Look at those hooves. Oh. As a horse, by the way. You know, sometimes I want to be a voice actor, but I'm not sure if I'm. You know, sometimes you have fantasies, right? And that's one of my fantasies, you know, being a voice actor, you know, being respected in the voice acting community, and you know, being multi-talented is, you know, being a Renaissance man has always been one of my, not always been, but I think it started around high school where I just imagined myself to be this well-rounded kind of person, you know. But anyway, let's make the brush a little bigger. And you know what? To be honest, my workspace, like the desk-wise, it's too small. Like I have so many. Like, I have a laptop. I have a bunch of monitors. It's like. But you know what? Over time, once this channel blows the fuck up, you know, 100K, you know, making about 5-10K a freaking month from the freaking ad revenue, we can dream, right? I'm going to buy like the best, not the best, but like solid equipment to make this process way easier for me. And obviously the content will be even better. Imagine if I had the best like freaking, like PC, laptop, monitors, tablets. I'll be one of the big boys one day. And you'll see me shine online. Right? By the way, I think it's good to dream. Don't be one of those people who kind of was a downer, especially when it comes to your own stuff. Like, there's no point, bro. Like, it's never happening. If you're one of those, just don't even attempt to freaking go that route. Right? You gotta believe. You gotta believe to succeed. Let's make the brush smaller because it's. Oh my fucking god! That's not what I selected, bro. Yeah, there are two legs actually here. One is behind and one is in front. So I picked a darker value to sort of push the other leg or the leg behind back furthermore. You can tell that my brushwork is not as defined. Obviously, again, left-handed, right? I'm trying to do things from the left hand, non-dominant side, so it's gonna be harder, but you can still put in strokes. And I think that's the point. Even if it's not preferable, it's not optimal, but you're gonna have to do it, Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait till everything's fine. Do what you can with what you have. And I think that's such a powerful thing, right? It's not saying like you're not even doing your best per se. You're just doing what you can do. And that's more than enough. That's more than enough. And most people don't actually do that, right? Most people don't even start. So let me just see. Let me just flip it again and see. The legs are kind of weird. Should I have 2 minutes? Let me just drink some coffee here. But hopefully you got the gist of this thing. Bruvs and bruvettes. Let me just adjust like the leg because the front one seems a bit broken. So let me just hit this and let me just pull you. It looks very vertical actually, right? And this one is actually way thicker in the back. So I'll push that there. We'll add the darker parts here. We have the nose. The pen glitching, the cursor glitching it's really annoying, but what are you gonna do? Right? A darker value for the eyes. Make the brush a little smaller. Whoa. So I'm kind of working a little bit on the silhouette, the edge. Oh, it's so hard to do it with the left hand, but we're gonna push through, guys. We're gonna make it. Oh my god, I overshot. That's it. That's a good boy. There you go. I'm trying to make the horse sounds. Again, if I have my right hand back, full health, like you can't even imagine. Like you won't even like, oh shit, like Dave has ascended at that point. I'm going to take this knowledge I've learned now and I'm going to bring it to my freaking right hand, right? Once this gout or this wrist injury is fucking gone. In fact, I think the gods, the art gods, are purposely doing this because if I totally go 100% balls deep, like there's no stopping me, right? Or maybe they gave me this also because I needed to learn this lesson, right? That this kind of process of just doing a rough layout, the whole layout lines thing, and then doing the fill-ins with just the lasso fills to block in essentially those major shapes, and you can do color and shapes at the same time, and then doing the paint over. It's a very simple step, a simple series of steps. It's just 3 major steps: lasso lines, lasso fills, and then the paints. All right. So it makes the process less complicated. I think this works if you're not someone who's very into the whole layer thing where you have to, because it's hard to keep up, I think. Some artists are into that. They like organizing, like really complicated like illustrations that way. But if you're like me, you're more impressionistic, more like you just like going raw, going deep. Oh yeah. 3 layers, like 3 major layers, that's not a bad thing, right? Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Oh, by the way, I heard the Paris Olympics, the opening was fucking trash. So, sorry to my French listeners out there, but not good, not good. What are you doing, guys? And also, like, a lot of people are getting robbed for some reason. I think the Australian bicycle team, was it the bicycle team or cycling team? Not sure, but they got robbed. Like, damn, your security is so shit. The fuck? That's bad PR, bro. I mean, you've already been known for kind of being a bit weird, guys, but not all. Obviously, it's like the mainstream establishments types, but come on. I had no idea that the French actually do have like an animation industry. Oh shit! Recently this year I watched a film. It was like an Android film about I can't remember the title. They're on Mars, I think, and it's about AI, machines. It tackles those types of topics, and it's so interesting, and I like the style. It's semi-realistic, and the mechas, especially the organic one, if you've seen the film, I can't remember the title, but it looks so cool. And anyway, let's bring some of this darker stuff here. 12, 25, 40 maybe 30, right? 50, 60. Man, it's hard to like illustrate the hair, right? Oh my, tangina naman, no? Sorry. Easy. Calm down. Don't cry. That's not a bad sketch. I mean, for a new lefty in the scene. I mean, if you're an artist and you're left-handed, just wait. I'll be catching up, right? And you should be glad that my right hand is healing because if I went full on left-handed, like if you give me like a month, 2 months, 3 months, I'll be like, fucking, it's over. Like, don't even try to compete. Do something else. Because Chad is fucking here, right? Oh, yeah? Oh, you don't even know who I am, bro. You don't fucking know. I'm Chad. Look at that. Oh my god. Look at the thick fucking neck. Oh, it's a thick boy. Oh shit. Let me just I keep hitting Control Z with the keyboard where when I have a quick access thing happening, so I'm just, it's a habit, so anyway. Oh shit, I'm so close. I'm pretty much done here. Oh shit, it's 1 hour and 6 minutes. You should have finished it in like an hour, but you know what? I did talk for like 12 minutes in the beginning, so yeah. Doesn't count, right? So technically speaking, I have like 10 minutes. I can stop at like 112. Oh, genius. You know what? I think it's done. It's not really like it's meant to be that detailed anyway, but let me just adjust the eye here. Let's grab this color, make the lines a bit smaller, around 20. How's that? Let me just flip canvas. Okay, it's not bad. Could be better, sure, but let me just hit rotate. How does that look? Oh yeah, not a bad sketch. The elusive samurai. So that's it for this test painting. Hopefully you've learned something. Oh fuck, let me just fix something here. This one, let's add a bit of like sharper. There you go. Now. Yeah, I think this is enough. Stop. It's a good test run. It's a good test. And it shows you that this process works. So let's do a quick review. Let's just zoom in a little bit. There you go. Let's do a quick review of what we just did. So we did the layout lines. Again, just, set it up. This sketch will not be the final thing. You're just here to lay in the major, like the gesture, the spirit of the thing, the vibe, the shapes. You can figure out a bit of the proportions, right? You don't have to figure everything out here, but figure out the bulk, the essentials, like the essential stuff, right? So once you have this layout lines, whether pen or in pencil, then you could try doing the lasso fill over that if you're that confident, or you can do it under that. So in this case, I did put the lasso fill selections below the layout lines, right? So try to focus on bigger shapes. Don't try to do so many details here. You can do that in the paint stage. Just figure out the major shapes of the thing. And if you have to, use 2 values and try to max it out to that stage. Because the more shapes, it just gets even more complicated. For example, the horse, basically 2 values, the shadow and the one in light. And they also blacked out the hair, that's its own shape. These ornaments were also in its own layer, and then I dropped it and mixed it or merged it with the whole lasso fill layer. For the boy too, I separated the skin, like the arm, the hair, the face, right? Just chunk it out in these manageable levels. For example, this bow thing with the softened tip, right? That's just one shape. Two shapes or two different shapes, right? And obviously the bow, that's one like selection. And once you have that, I recommend if your layout lines are above the lasso fills, minimize the opacity just a bit, or maybe just delete it at that point, or just hide it, right? If this is enough, and then you do the paint over. Let me just do this, right? Now, obviously, if you're good in painting already, this is going to be even easier. But even, in my example, even if I'm not using my dominant hand, you can still create something like this. And this process will really depend on your fundamental skills. Can you observe, for example, if you have a reference with you, can you observe proportions? Like, do you know how something is far, or if something is far, or if something is close? You need to learn these sorts of things beforehand, I think, or have a good solid understanding, or a basic fundamental understanding of them. Right? Can you chunk out certain things? Right? Can you separate like the face from the body? Can you separate like the clothes? Can you separate the lights from the shadows? That's also another skill. And then obviously your painting technique matters. And all of that combined, I think you can use this process to just speed up, I guess, your illustration skills. And you can approach things in a more planned way instead of just jumping in and start painting. You can do that too, but I think this simple process can kind of it's a bit more methodological. It's just more easier to approach. So hopefully this helps in some way. I recommend to try this out, and yeah. So that's the demo for. Oh shit, it's 112. Perfect. So that's it for this art process video. I hope it helps in some way, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.